Yo, 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 yo. Welcome in, everyone. Today's November 14th, 2022. This is Cashed It with Chris, the NBA betting podcast presented by the Basketball Forever Podcast Network. Appreciate you guys for being here with me early on a Monday morning. It's it's a winning Monday morning though. Let's go ahead and put that in the air. Let's go ahead and claim that. We got a lot to discuss as always, so let's jump right into it, man. Let's jump right into it. Where do we want to start? So start with I didn't do an evening show yesterday. There was no NBA crispy capping show. But I did do the casted show yesterday. So, as always, we start with a recap. Yesterday gave out one official play. The official play was Zach Levine over 22 and a half points. And Zach Levine finishes with 21 points. So, morning show, have all the injury information, but Zach Levine was a guy that I really liked in the spot that he was in yesterday against a Denver Nuggets team that I knew would come in here and score a lot of points. I thought his points were sitting pretty low, and we talked about shooting guards attacking Denver, and they had been for a nice little while. The problem with this game is they end up getting blown out. So just a lack of aggression on what I think. I know he shot the ball 15 times, but he was 8 for 15. I mean, you got to keep shooting. You shooting 50%, you got to keep shooting, Zach Levine. So. He finishes with 21, so 0-1 day on show plays overall. That was the only thing I really gave out. Was waiting on some injury news for the other games, and we saw some interesting stuff happen yesterday. The Lakers beat Brooklyn last night in a must-win spot for the Lakers, and Brooklyn coming off the win against the Clippers. We saw the Thunder and the Knicks score 280 points yesterday with a total that opened at 220, I think. Timberwolves picked up a much needed win in Cleveland, with Cleveland traveling back home from there. I think it was a 5-game road trip out west. And the Wizards picked up another win, 3 in a row for the Wizards. They beat the Grizzlies yesterday, shorthanded Grizzlies without John Wall and without John Wall, without John Morant and without Desmond Bain. And then we saw the Sixers on the second night of a back-to-back. Shout out to Embiid, 59 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists last night on back-to-back back-to-back type performance because they had just beat Atlanta on Saturday. So that was super impressive by Embiid. Did catch Utah on the second night of a back-to-back too. Utah came with the effort yesterday, but that's why you got to win those games that seem winnable because they probably should have beat the Wizards the day before. And then, like I talked about, the Bulls getting smacked up by the Nuggets, and then the Kings got their revenge because they lost the other day to the Golden State Warriors, and they actually beat them last night by 7, catching 3.5 at the crib. So shout out to Sabonis, 26 points and 22 rebounds and 8 assists last night. Dude was killing it. Steph tried to stay the course with him. And De'Aaron Fox as well. Those guys balled last night though. That Golden State Warriors defense seems like it's reverted back to its normal self, giving up 122 points. But on to today, man. What y'all got plays y'all on to today? Let's see what we on. What up, KC? What's good, Chris? What up? Good morning to the chat, man. Appreciate you guys for being here. Good morning. Stopping in to listen to your leans while I'm on my way to Boston to watch the Celtics smack the Thunder. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that game. That's one of the games I want to talk about for sure. But first game up, let's get into today's slate. First game up, I want to go to this Toronto's Raptors and Pistons game. Now, a lot of these games, the caveat to today and the caveat to doing the show so early is that a lot of these games we're waiting on information, right? Like you just don't know which way the injury report information is going to go, and that's why a lot of the games, that's why a lot of the times I can't come on and actually give out official plays because we're still waiting on information, right? Excuse me. Yesterday, we saw the whole injury, fiasco with all of the players that play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Dean Wade were all listed as questionable. And then, a couple hours before the game, they get, ruled out. But we don't know that going into it. So a lot of these games, I'll keep the commentary short or just skip over them, right? It makes it kind of hard to find spots that you really love when you do the show so early and the injury report gets manipulated so much. But Pistons and the Raptors, first game up. And this is another one. Like I said, caveat. There's some injuries going on in this one. Raptors coming into Detroit. laying 5 points with a total at 220. This will be back-to-back losses for the Raptors. Their defense is rated, I think, 29th or 30th over the last 5 games. They've been really bad defensively. You could tell that they missed their guys. Siakam's still out. Kim Birch is still out. Precious Ochoa is still out. Fred VanVleet has also been ruled out in this one. Koloko has also ruled out. So they're just really, 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 really thin. I think it probably is a get right spot for a guy like Gary Trent Jr. I do expect guys like Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby to play well because this Pistons defense is not good. It's not good at all. And on the opposite side, when you're talking about the Pistons, they also don't have Cade Cunningham in this one as well. I think he's going to be out for at least 4 more games, is what I read earlier with a shin injury. So Cade isn't playing in this game, which probably leads well for Jaden Ivey and Bogdanovich. You definitely want to look at their props. But looking at a side in this game, and like I said, it's still pretty difficult. The Raptors 0-6 ATS in their last 6 meetings against the Pistons. They don't play well in Toronto for some reason. We know that they come in 0-2. They just lost to the Pacers. That was a really bad a really bad road spot. A second night of a back-to-back and a 5th and 7 nights. The Raptors are also just 2-7 against the spread in their last 7 meetings in Detroit. So not only do they not play well against this team, no matter where they are, they also they don't do well traveling to Detroit. And as hard as it may sound, I'd actually look towards taking the points with the Pistons. This is a short number though, which is why I'm not gonna make that one official. 5 points is pretty short. Total at 220. The Pistons have been giving up points left and right. And the Raptors have also been giving up points left and right. And like I said, they're extremely thin. You just worry about the Pistons being able to score. And typically they play better at home. They are able to score. And you love to have Cade in this one. So nothing official I'm on in this one, but kind of wanted to give you guys my thoughts on that game. Moving along, let's try to get in a couple more real quick. Moving along, let's go to Orlando. So the the Charlotte Hornets coming to this game, catching 1 point against the Orlando Magic. Total opened up at 221.5 in this one. The Magic, back-to-back wins against the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns at home as underdogs. This will be their 5th straight home game of a 7-game homestand. So they've been at home for, I think, since the month started. November the 3rd is what I want to say. If they get Montrell back, I do like them in this spot. I don't like taking them as favorites. Last time we took them as favorites, they actually lost the game outright. It was the game that the Houston Rockets came in and actually lit them up. And I think the last time that they actually lost too. On as far as injury wise, Dennis Smith Jr. is listed as doubtful in this game. Gordon Hayward's also been ruled out, and Paolo Banchero is listed as questionable. I just kind of I know it's difficult to take him as a favorite, but I kind of like him as a favorite in this one. I know that the Hornets just got LaMelo Ball back. They went to Miami. They played in Miami. And he didn't look great. Of course, there's going to be some rust. It's going to be a rust factor. Now they come in here off 1 day's rest. So I think that it's probably going to be interesting looking at his props on the second night of on his second game back versus his first game back where he shot 0 for 8 from 3. So and the Magic also are one of the worst teams defending the 3-point ball in the NBA too. So Hornets rested. Like I said, still be without Gordon Hayward. Dennis Smith Jr. is also listed as doubtful in this one, but this is a game that LaMelo could potentially go off. So that's what I got for you guys there. Let's go on to a game that I do think I'm going to have some action in, and that game is the Thunder and the Celtics that was just mentioned by Dylan in the chat. So this game actually opened with the Celtics catching 11 points, which is a lot at the crib. But they are the more rested team. They're rolling right now. If you guys have been watching these guys play, total in this one opened at 227.5, and I do think that's a tad bit under. That's a tad bit low for these teams. The total has since come up to 230. And what do you have in this one? You get a Thunder team that's coming in off a big win yesterday, scoring 145 points at Madison Square Garden. Celtics off 1 day's rest. This is back-to-back and back-to-back wins for them. They beat up on the Nuggets on Friday. You could tell that they were ready for that game. And then they go to Detroit shorthanded without Jaylen Brown, without Al Horford. And they also beat up Detroit in that one too. And shout out to Jason Tatum. Dude's been absolutely on a heater, been smoking. So Jaylen Brown, and as far as injury news on this one, Jaylen Brown and Al Horford are expected to be back from the injuries. They just kind of resting on the second night of a back-to-back. Even though Jaylen Brown was a little tweaked up, I think he either way, both of them are expected to play in this one, which means that this offense is going to be well rested. Brogdon is out on for the Celtics in this one, but the Thunder, they'll have everybody, all of the guys in this one. So what I'm looking at is one. So OKC is playing at the fourth fastest pace over the last 5 games of any team in the NBA, which is crazy to think because OKC typically likes to walk the ball up the court and they play pretty slow. Their defensive rating is 23rd, and Boston has the highest offensive rating over the past 5 games. That's first half and that's full game. The Celtics also are averaging 61 first half points when they're playing off one day's rest, and they're averaging 63 first half points when their opponent is playing on the second night of a back-to-back. So they catch you in these bad spots, and they absolutely smash you. What I'm looking for in this game is the Celtics, either the first half spread, which will probably come out at like 5.5 or 6, which is 6 is a tad bit too high, or just looking at the team totals. I think if the Celtics team total is anything lower than 60, you absolutely take it. Like I said, OKC's defense ranked 23rd over the last 5 games, and then you get the Celtics with the best offense in the NBA. And this is the easiest game for me to cap just because we have all the information on who's going to be available, who's not going to be available in this one. So I don't know if you guys got thoughts about that, but those are the 3 games that I really wanted to break down really quickly. Really love the Celtics team total or the spread for the first half. They've been actually absolutely smashing teams, specifically early in games as well. So I like that a lot. What I will tell you guys, and I talked about this yesterday. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share my screen real quick so you guys can see this. I will tell you guys that Monday is a day for dogs. I talked about this yesterday on the show, and I want to show you guys this. So looking at my screen, you guys can see that dogs on. So dogs, what day does this screen just literally shows what day are dogs typically the most profitable on? And you guys can see that against the spread on Mondays, dogs hit 73.3% of the time, and that's just the course of this season. So those games also go under at a 70% because you guys see only 30% goes over. So Mondays, look for the unders. Mondays, look for the dogs. So that's what I got for you guys. I know the show isn't as long as it typically is today, but I did wanted to make sure that I shared that with you guys, and just some looks that I was kind of looking at. I also think that looking at these other games, right? Because I didn't break down all the games. So the Suns and the Heat, really difficult game to cap because we don't know the status of Tyler Hero. He's listed as questionable. Also, CP3 is listed as questionable. All we know is Landry Shamet is already ruled out in that one. You get the Heat laying 1.5, laying a point and a half at the crib, total at 217. Then the Clippers in the Rockets game as well. You get a Rockets team coming in 4 straight road games. They had 1 home game, and then they had 4 road games before that. So literally, 10 games of playing, in a gym that isn't the same gym back to back. They also only had 1 day's rest. They lost that game to New Orleans, but they kept it close. But the game's so difficult to cap because Jalen Green's listed as questionable. You don't want to take this team if they don't have offensive firepower with somebody like Jalen Green. Then on the opposite side, you get a Clippers team. They're coming in off 4 straight home games, and they only had 1 day of rest, and they play on the second night of a back-to-back. They play tonight on the first night of a back-to-back. They travel to Dallas tomorrow. So really difficult game. These games are difficult to cap when you don't know, the status of these players. The Clippers will probably try to get back on track after getting smacked up in the fourth quarter against Brooklyn. But John Wall's already listed as out in this one as well. So, this makes the games really difficult to cap, man. And I don't want to force, like I always talk about, I don't want to force anything, in these games. So let me see what y'all on in the chat before I get up out of here. Stoney said, definitely love the team total for the Celtics. Yeah, I see the team total open at 119 Stoney. That's the only thing I see right now. I'm more so looking to see if I can get it in the first half. And it could be a trifecta spot. It could be a first quarter, first half, and full game team total spot for the Boston Celtics. They've been absolutely like just scoring at will. I do expect that total to move throughout the day as well. We've already seen the total go up in the game at 227, and I'm pretty sure it's going up because of Boston and not because of OKC. So if you like the total for the Boston Celtics, you might want to get on that one early. What's going on with Zach LaVine? Zach LaVine is trash. 21 points. Yeah, Markel. It seemed like if I pick a player to do what they're supposed to do in that spot, I gave you guys all the analysis yesterday why I like Zach. He come out here and lay a dud. Well, now he didn't even lay a dud. They just got smacked up and he didn't play in the fourth quarter. But he just got to be a little more aggressive, man. DeRozan actually got in foul trouble, picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter, and somehow he still doesn't get his player prop. It's frustrating, and it's why I tell you guys just go light, especially on player props. I've been kind of chilling on player props. Just playing them real light. Sundays are a weird day, which is why I didn't give out a bunch of official plays yesterday. And like I talked about, Brooklyn Nets beat the Los Angeles Lakers yesterday. And you see 280 points scored in the matinee game in New York. So just not really forcing a lot in the NBA. Like I said, as we get more data, as we stop getting manipulated by the injury report, I'll have more plays and be playing them for heavier units as well. Underdog Monday, huh? Yeah, that's what that's what the trends say, Stoney. And then LJ said back on Giddey rebounds prop, Marcus Smart assists prop, John Wall assist prop. So Wall is already out, LJ. He's out in this game. And I'm with you. I like Giddey rebounds, but I more so probably like Giddey rebounds and assists. I just like both of them. And I don't know if I'm gonna get there or not. I do like Marcus Smart assist prop. Put it that way. Out of everything you said, I like Marcus Smart assist prop. Jason Tatum point prop, because I do feel like OKC probably gonna still be in this game and play this one close. Brian said Knicks play no defense. Nah, they don't. One thing about the Knicks is if they come out hot, you can almost guarantee that they're gonna cool off. And when they cool off, the other team gonna start scoring. They scored a franchise record 48 points in the first half yesterday. The Knicks been playing basketball for a very long time. No team that they've ever had. Latrell Sprewell, John Starks, Patrick Ewing. I'm talking about like the greatest of the greats. Not Porzingis, but Porzingis, Jeremy Lin. None of these teams have ever scored 48 points in the first quarter. And the Knicks score 48 points in the first quarter. They give up, I think, 36, and they lose in the game at halftime. Bro, the Knicks are something special, bro. That's why I don't bet on. I typically don't bet on Knicks games. And they just lack defense, especially without having a big presence down there. Isaiah Hartenstein, not the guy that's gonna play any type of defense, no rim protection at all. So, man, that's what I got for you guys today. I know I'm gonna try to keep the pod a tad bit shorter today, just because I don't want to be on here wasting people's time. Matt Stoney said Tibbs got to relocate. He gonna have to relocate, or they gonna have to hurry up and get Mitchell Robinson back, because he's the only guy on that team that can really play defense and gives them any kind of paint presence, any kind of rim protection, and they don't got it with Julius Randle or Isaiah Hartenstein. And I like Sims a lot off the bench, but he can clog the paint, but he don't, he's not getting a whole bunch of rebounds. Nobody fears him. That's why you see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander go for 37 points yesterday. Josh Giddey get a triple-double, another triple-double in the Garden. Josh Giddey, I think, is 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 at triple-doubles in the Garden. Guy loves playing in New York. I don't know if he's from there or not, but he be killing it. So that's what I got for you guys today, man. Like I said, top look of the day is the Boston Celtics team total over. Whether you want to play first quarter, first half, or full game, catching this or this OKC team on the second night of a back-to-back off another off a day's rest. I talked about them averaging 60 points, 61 points in the first half, 63 points in the first half when their opponent has played the day before. Really like Boston to kind of keep it going offensively. Don't think it's a real look ahead spot at all. Best of luck to you guys on whatever you play today. And tap back in with me at 5:15, because as we get more information, 5:15 Eastern time as always for the Crispy Cap and NBA show. As we get more information on these teams and injury news, we'll be able to make more bets. So That's what I'm on right now. Haven't locked that in officially yet just because the number hasn't come out as far as the team total, but that's the way I'll be looking. And as always, I'm ending the show with this. None of this is financial consultation. This is theory, it's logic, it's SDQL, it's looking at these teams, breaking down different logic and different perspectives. Bet with your head and not over it, man. Best of luck to you guys today. Enjoy your day and tap back in with me at 5:15, man. I'm out.